Welcome to the Wonder of Woo podcast, where we highlight how businesses can scale profitably by serving others well. I'm Daryl Zavadny.
And I'm Ed Howie.
And this is
the Wonder of Woo. If you're a business owner investing time, money, and marketing only to be frustrated by losing customers, then this podcast is for you.
Now, Ed, every time we do this, we talk about that serving others well doesn't just feel good. It's good for business.
It's good for business. It's good for life. And what we're talking about today is actually good for you, because Woo has 3 O's, and the primary definition of it is winning others over and over.
Yeah.
3 O's, winning others over and over, that it takes effort to win others over. It takes a whole lot of effort to do it over and over again. Okay, so here's like the little secret magic O, is that it also means winning oneself over and over. And we both strive to remember and strive to embody and strive to inspire that it is very difficult for us to win others over and over if we don't win ourselves over and over first. And that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah. So, Ed, this is part of a segment series that we're doing on the podcast that we're calling Inspire More Joy.
Inspire More Joy,
and
for
really
sure.
What it is just kind of a quick affirmation or encouragement for the weary leader. And that might be you. That might be you, mom or dad or business leader, whatever. It's just a quick burst to just say, hey, just remember this while you're struggling, while you're journeying, while you're encountering those headwinds. So today, Ed, I'm not even going to give the title. What I'm going to do is start off by asking a question.
All right.
You fly a lot.
I fly a lot.
And when you fly, there's a safety video that runs or a safety presentation.
And I pay attention fully every time.
You do, always. And your tray table is up and your seat back is
in the upright position.
In the upright and all of that. And they say something regarding something dropping down from...
Yes, oxygen mask.
Yeah, and what is the admonition on the oxygen mask?
Is if you're traveling with someone else, put your oxygen mask on yourself first before placing it on the other person.
Okay, and so that feels silly. That like on the surface, it feels
as a
silly.
Parent, that would not be my natural inclination.
As a parent, it's like, well, hang on, my kid. And,
yeah, exactly.
And so the application to the business leader is what? You kind of let in a little bit, but what's the application?
The application is that if you are not fully oxygenated, how can the rest of your team be? And oxygen is literally inspiration. You are inspiring, you're inhaling. Yeah. And so if you are not monitoring, managing your breath, literally and figuratively, you are less effective and you're showing up in a weaker position for yourself and for others.
As people who, ostensibly our desire is to serve others well.
For sure.
Right? That feels counterintuitive.
That I should be constantly doing for others.
Right.
And we should, but we're oftentimes, I mean, even if you have a foundation of faith, you could perceive it that I must always be in a servant position. And that is true. I will tell you, after 37 years of really struggling with that dilemma,
right,
of where I felt guilty if I was taking care of myself, and for the last 18 years, I flipped the equation. I believe, and I'm not saying that, I'm saying this humbly, I serve others so much better today by one of the first things I constantly focus on is CEO. Chief Ed Officer.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I've remarked that you do a good job of pulling out and paying attention to your emotional tank so that you can serve others well. And I think that's the application that I would encourage our community to really take away is it's not selfish. In fact, it's the most selfless thing you can do is to take care of yourself so that you can serve others well.
Well, and that's really one of the reasons why we've started this conversation, because we understand that as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as just a human, life is difficult. And it is more complicated than it's ever been before. The demands on us, the weight of what we're on, whether it be interest rates, whether it be COVID, whether it be a situation with a child, whether it be not being able to find the right lease, all this stuff that's coming at us. As leaders, we have to have clarity of mind, and we have to be able to show up for those that we serve. You can't show up for others if you don't show up for yourself.
Yeah.
So we got the whole idea of these episodes is kind of like in Italy, and I don't drink coffee, but I think it's cappuccino or espresso, whatever it is, where they walk up to the coffee bar and they have that little hit of tar, and they go and walk out. Okay, so here's the 1 minute.
Yeah.
One way to do that, to inspire more joy for yourself and for others, is to recognize you have an annual plan, and to recognize you have a monthly plan, and to recognize you have all this stuff you have to do. And I'm going to start easy, but if you can break it down into what winning the week looks like, and keep your focus on what must happen during the week in all the areas of your responsibility, and set out before you start the week that to win this week, I've got to do this, this, and this, or show up here, or take care of myself here, and show up to my kids' game here, and we've got to close this deal here. If you can map out what winning the week looks like, and then keep your focus on the week and not the next month, you got to have sales. Right, we're filming this the end of September. You got to have sales in December, but if you don't have sales next week, the sales you need, you're reducing the likelihood of having in December. So stop playing the game of everything that's all out there and just win the week. And I got to tell you, we've won this week. I am so proud of us. We have won this week, and we've done it intentionally, and you can too. So if you take anything away from this episode, and that is this: first and foremost, you cannot serve others well if you do not serve yourself well. And we challenge you to pause, take some time now in the next 24, 36 hours as you look ahead to your next week. Identify what your 3, 4, 5 buckets in life are that you're most responsible for this coming week. Determine what winning looks like in all those areas in your role or responsibility of influence, and then win the week.
Indeed. Leader, we hope this has encouraged you. We hope that you have perhaps taken a few practical takeaways as it relates to putting on your oxygen mask first.
For sure.
And we believe with great sincerity and with great conviction that that will enable you to serve others well. And we believe that everyone wants woo, right? So our hope and prayer is that through this encouragement, you can lead better this week. Thank you for spending time with us. We do look forward to spending time with you next time on the Wonder of Woo podcast.
Thanks. Win the week. So that's it for today's episode of The Wonder of Woo. Head on over to Apple Podcast or wherever you listen to subscribe to our show. One lucky listener every single week who posts a review on Apple Podcasts will win a chance in the grand prize drawing to win a $25,000 value private VIP day with Daryl and me. Be sure to head on over to thewonderofwoopodcast.com and pick up a free copy of our gift. And please join us next time.